1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we got guests. We're talking about a situation about Milwaukee County's First Step Detox Center, and it's facing closure due to budget cuts. And we've been having this conversation for a couple days now, talking about people protesting, coming out and making their voices heard. We got video on this if you're watching as we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Say detox! Say detox! Say detox!
Outside the county's new Human Services Center this morning, a protest to save a program getting people off drugs. First Step Community Recovery Center is slated to close under next year's budget.
We have anywhere from 30 to 40 people daily that we're detoxing.
Geneva Fuller is a counselor at First Step. She's seen for herself the difference their detox program can make.
We can save lives. I've seen people, they come back to me and say, Miss Geneva, if it wasn't for this place, if it wasn't for you.
One of them is Frederick Brookshire. He went through the program and came here today to help keep it open for others.
Today I got 4 years clean.
Congratulations.
And life is good. And I thank this place. And it need to be open.
According to the Detox Center, it helped 1,800 people last year recover from addiction. Without county funding, counselors say it will close, putting 80 people out of work and hundreds of people at risk.
We are fighting for people's lives. I've worked there for 2 years now. Without us, people will be dying on the street.
Milwaukee County has a $2.9 million contract with First Step, an amount slated to disappear in next year's budget. A cut patients like Frederick call the wrong move.
It don't need to be shut down. It need to be more detox in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, all right. We got guests in the studio. We got Ron Grant, Adam Threkeld.
Threkeld.
Threkeld?
Threkeld.
Yeah. Threkeld? That's a hard name to, that's unusual. I never heard that before.
Norwegian Scottish.
That's what's up. And we got Melody Williams in the studio. This is a situation that many times when we talk about rehabilitation, when we talk about recovery, things like that, these ideas fall through the cracks many times when it comes to the budget. You have to fight to keep these programs going. They're saying that $2.9 million may be cut that will affect the Detox Center. What's going on, Adam? What's going on, Ron?
So I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Ron Grant. I'm the Director of Community Outreach for Matt Talbot. Matt Talbot is the parent company of Detox.
Okay.
Yeah. So the county of Milwaukee has decided to defund Detox. The facility is located at 32nd and Locust. This will force the closure, which has been operating. Okay, we've been operating for the last 20 years as of January 1st, 2026. The closure will be devastating consequences. It will literally result in emergency rooms being flooded and people dying in the streets. So I just want to say by this. This facility is crucial to the black community, right? We house like 60 people in the facility. We have people that come there on a daily basis. Like, just say, for instance, you're drunk in the streets. You have nowhere to go. You suffer from mental health issues or whatever. You literally can come to Detox, and we will either detox you or we will let you sober up there, right? So by Milwaukee County closing the facility, it's going to be thousands of people in the black community with nowhere to go.
Oh, wow.
Exactly, right?
No outreach, no nothing. So that's a problem.
Yeah. I asked them personally, like, what is the alternative for the situation? They said the emergency room. And
what?
Yes. And literally, that's going to,
Or the jail system.
Or dead, one or the other.
Or the graveyard.
So we in the midst of a public health crisis. Since 2016, 4,510 residents have died from drug overdose. That's more than the population of many Wisconsin towns. So In just the first 4 months of 2025, 124 people have already died from overdose. One death every single day. These are not statistics. These are sons, daughters, parents, neighborhood, human lives we talking about here.
Wow.
So I just like to tell my story. I've been clean 10 and a half years. January 21st, I have 11 years clean. I was addicted to opiates. So in the beginning of my journey, I wanted to get myself together, right? So I just walked into detox, and the rest is history. Like, I went from detox straight to a treatment facility, and then I ended up going back to school. I ended up becoming a substance abuse counselor. Now I'm the director of outreach. So basically, detox help a lot of people.
Right. And many times our loved ones, we want to get them some help. And when you close down detox centers, they saying take them to the emergency room?
Take them to the emergency room.
What they gonna do in the emergency room?
Check their vitals, make sure they stable, and put them right back out on the streets.
Oh, wow.
I guarantee you that.
With a piece of paper with the information pamphlet, half the people can't read or even know how to reach out for those resources. So
Adam,
it's gonna be put on the streets.
Adam, this sounds like something that's going to cause a lot of people to be out here, maybe suffering on both sides through addiction, through mental health, things like that.
No, they're absolutely going to be suffering. They're going to be out there in the streets with nowhere to go, no resources. They're not going to have what this first step in detox offers. They're not going to have the opportunity to get into a treatment facility. They're not going to have the opportunity to have help for their mental health. They're not going to have an opportunity for a safe living environment. They're not going to have the opportunity for any of that. When detox is taken away, you're taking away a resource that is vital to the city of Milwaukee. Like me, I started an addiction later in life. When I was in my 40s, I got addicted to crack, and I reached out the first step, and it changed my life. Like it gave me the chance to see a better way to go, and
it turned your life around.
It did, and I'm gonna be honest. I went through first step twice. The second time I went through it, man, that was the way I needed to go. It put me into the opportunity with Matt Talbot. And from there, I'm going on 4 months clean. I live in a sober living. This place established a path for me to go on. And without first step, that wouldn't be possible.
Well, what I'm seeing here is people that are trying to let the community know what's going on and bring awareness. When you talk about budgets and money, is it too late? I mean, are we in a space where this is the final decision, or is there something we can do?
There's a lot we can do, man.
Right.
You got to understand, at the budget hearing, they're giving $30 million to the domes for a bunch of plants.
Oh, wow.
They're giving $30 million to a bunch of plants when we got human lives out here that need to be saved. Being affected by fentanyl. It's being put in every drug you can name now on the streets. It's killing our people.
Right. The sad part about this is that when we talk about cutting off resources like this and families that are, okay, we got somebody in our family that may need help, and then you have one less resource that is there and nothing to replace it, only to take your loved one, if they're overdosing or going through an episode, to the hospital. And you know what was weird was if they kick a nurse or in that episode, they can be charged with a felony.
Well, they will be.
Wow.
Yeah, let me just say something. The hospitals, the minute this hit the media, the hospitals begin to call first step. Like, what's going on? What do you guys mean? You closing or whatever? So the hospitals already know they're going to be overwhelmed. The hospitals bring their patients to us. We get patients from the police department, fire department, all these people on a daily basis, right? So we know what the effect going to be. People are really going to be dying, from the closure of detox. And they had to cut the budget. I understand all that, but they could have cut a million different other things besides detox. Look at all the people you see standing on the street corners, panhandling, people committing crimes. They already closed down the mental health place out on Water Plank Road
a few
years back, right? And they claimed they had a plan then, but they didn't. Those very people is standing on the street corner right now, probably some right outside the mall as we speak, right? So they know that the consequences of them closing detox is going to be catastrophic for the black community.
Why why did they cut that out of the budget? I mean, you got them cutting detox centers, you got them cutting bus routes. I mean, it seems like everything that people need to really get ahead, especially those that need drug treatment and rehabilitation and counselors and things like that. That's stopping somebody from committing crimes. These outlets are stopping actually public safety ideas almost.
Exactly. I have no idea why they cut it. I've been going to meetings, county board of supervisors meeting. It's like talking to a brick wall, right? But I'm quite sure everybody has somebody in their family that's affected from mental health or substance abuse, right? And we the first line of defense for that. I get phone calls every day, like people that's trying to get their life together, right? And the first place they're gonna go to is detox. Once they get to detox, because people, if they have substance, they can't even think. So it take them a couple of days to even come around, to really just tell you who they are and their name. So I know many people in my 10.5 years that started their recovery at detox, right? Everybody has his opinion. Detox is
the first step
for the black community. It's very important. So I really wish that the county board of supervisors or whoever makes the decision, right, they can cut something else, but we need to keep detox.
Well, look, when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. First Step Detox Center faces closure due to budget cuts. And seems like we'll be joined by another guest.
Yes.
We got another guest coming through, Bishop Willie Brooks in studio. We're going to talk to him when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, it's a lot going on, and thank God that we have people in here that are fighting on the front lines. A detox center in the city is facing closure due to budget cuts, and we gotta have the loudest voice. Many times these things affect our community in a negative way, and many times when we talk about resources and having things that people can actually take advantage of to move forward. When you talk about the detox and the rehabilitation centers, and for those that are addicted to drugs, I remember a couple years ago we had the opioid crisis that we were talking about, and all of the resources that were available to those that were going through the opioid crisis. And now we're in 2025 to where this situation is going on. And thank God that everybody's here today, because I think that sometimes these subjects fall through the cracks due to so many other things that are happening. And many times, when you look at the mainstream media or the political conversations, and you don't even see this, but you got to get loud to make it a part of the conversation. And I appreciate everybody that's using their voice to bring this to the attention of the community.
Thank you.
We appreciate you having us on your platform as well.
Yeah, we trying to get the bishop some headphones right quick. But Adam, like you said before we went to break, a lot of this don't make sense because this is a necessary resource for the community.
It's vital. It's absolutely vital to the people that suffer from addiction and mental illness.
Bishop Willie Brooks just entered into the studio. Bishop, I thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Wouldn't want to be nowhere else.
Bishop, what's going on? What are you seeing?
Here's what's going on. Once again, our community, we're being left out. We're being left out of consideration, the concern of politics. We're always the ones that suffer the brunt of this whole political landscape.
Right.
Whether it be Democrats, Republicans, it don't matter. We're always the ones that suffer. And what we have to do, and the problem is we're not doing enough about it. We get caught up in the politics, and we have to think outside of that political landscape. And we have to make sure that they understand that our voices and our concerns matter. Mm-hmm. We have to stand. We're not united on nothing.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think that if you don't say anything, it gets swept.
It does.
And then it gets cut like it never mattered in the first place. And I think that when I looked on the news and I see our elders, many times our elders when it comes to housing, when it comes to a senior citizen center, when it comes to rehabilitation ideas, when it comes to many of the issues that are really disturbing on the front lines, a lot of that seems to go first. A lot of that seems to get cut first.
It does. You know, it's almost like we're expendable. They going to take care of everything but us.
Wow.
And what we have to do, that's why I thought it was so important that the faith-based community get involved and get engaged in this matter.
I agree.
You know, we have to start standing up as the leaders of the community and fight for our people outside of the walls of our church.
Get back on the front lines because they started out
here.
And, it started, church.
It did.
I was a deacon for 7 years, so I was out there on the front lines. I was raised by the old bishops.
Yeah.
Well, you had to do the work.
When you had to do
they
the work.
said, you want to work for
That's
God?
real ministry.
Hold on. They said, you want to work for God? Here go a broom. Sweep out the whole, sweep the church with a broom, not a vacuum now. I'm trying to tell you, they put you to work.
Put you to work.
And I think that they taught me just do the work. Go get it done. And I think that many times those that do counseling, it's a volume knob over there. It's like where you can turn it up. Yeah. I think that many times we forget that it's a lot of work on the ground that still needs to be done, and it's a lot, and it's not easy work. Dealing with people that are going through drug counseling, probably have issues with their families. Families are don't know what to do. They done threw their hands up, and now you got people out here, a facility. The detox facility they can come to where they don't have to throw their hands up and say it ain't nothing we could do because now they have help and assistance, but they can't come up with $2.9 million.
Exactly. Our church.
But they raised the taxes.
The Upper Room Bible Church, we have a recovery, addiction recovery meeting every week at our church where we open our doors and invite the recovery community come in and to share and to have discussions and to stay grounded and plugged in because we stand on the fact that it takes both spiritual support as well as the 12-step program in order to overcome this monster of an addiction. And so we're invested in the people that's going through this because everybody is affected. Somebody in everybody's family is suffering from this addiction, and even the politicians that has to pass the budget bill. I've spoken with them along with Ron, and we've appealed to their better human side that they need to consider that this is their family that's going to suffer. This is their community that's going to suffer. And we went to Greendale because we needed them to know that, hey, they're coming from out here to detox. So it's not just confined to the inner city of Milwaukee. Exactly. This thing is citywide.
I always tell people, help is universal. If you helping somebody, everybody going to want to get that help. And so I can believe that people from all over is coming to get the assistance. Help ain't got no color. I always try to tell people, that's the one thing if we can all agree on. If a family member is going through trauma and tragedy, they just want to get the help.
They just want the help.
If I may say something, addiction don't got no color neither.
Exactly.
It sure don't.
I just want to say this. I got to say this. So even though they cut $2.9 million was the contract, we was willing to meet them halfway because the lights still got to be paid. In order, the employees got to be paid, and they didn't even consider that.
Oh wow!
They didn't even consider that.
And it's the county board.
It's the county. Period.
Oh wow!
Whoever responsible for it, they didn't even want to consider it. So
was it a vote on this, or was this just a decision? You know what? We could just gonna cut this. They didn't have a hearing. They didn't bring the community together to see.
Not at all. The community found out at the last minute.
Right. What they tried to do, they tried to sneak this thing in under the radar. That's what they tried to do. And when we got wind of it, we knew that the only way to stop it was to shine a spotlight on it. And that's why we mobilized the way that we did, from the church community to the recovery community, all coming together to say, hey, somebody, everybody, we need your help with this. We need everybody's help out there that can contact their county supervisors, that can contact their even their aldermen, and just we need a groundswell on this thing to say this is not going to be tolerated. And the path to the governor's office goes right through our community.
Right.
And David
Crawley
need to understand he want to be governor.
Exactly.
He need to take care of our needs first. You want to be governor, take care of our needs, and we'll help you get there if you look out for lead us, and we'll follow you. But if you trying to just play politics, ain't gonna cut us off at the knees, we're not gonna put you in office. And the same goes for those county supervisors. I'm telling you, the wind shift is different this time. We're gonna have to pay some consequences to these folks, if they're not taking care of our people, because this is a death sentence.
Exactly.
This is a death sentence. If they close detox, people are going to die.
And families are going to crumble because people are going to have to drop their loved ones off at a hospital, get their vitals checked, and they're going to send them right back home.
out there.
And that's going to break up a lot of families. That stress, that strain, to not have the resources to try to help this loved one.
Yes, sir.
This is not an easy task. This is something that every community should make sure that they have and never get rid of.
That's right. When your loved one come to you and say, I'm ready to go get some help, the first thing we say is, let's take them to detox to run.
If I may say something, instead of them attacking it, they closing detox. They got fare evasion going on, right? They talking all about all these people with mental health, such as just walking on the bus, they're not paying their fare.
Right.
They're not paying their fare, right? Closing detox ain't gonna help that at all. But they decided to hire more security
to
right?
beat them up
instead of attacking it from sending them through, letting them get the help that they need, right?
But all right. Well, let me run the break because I got something to say about this. When we come back, look, we talking about rehabilitation. We talking about the detox center that they do not have the county funding to keep open. At least that's what they saying. We got community members in studio that are fighting to keep the doors open. We're going to have more conversation when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe. 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got an issue that we discussing today. We got guests in studio. We got Bishop Willie Brooks. We got Ron, Adam, and Melanie in the studio. We talking about this detox center in danger of closing, and they don't have the county's resources to keep it open. And we were talking during the break about all of the different issues that can occur when you don't have a resource for people to get help. And, my biggest fear is that it's going to blow back and be more harmful. And without anything to replace it, we may have to keep our head on a swivel. Walking around, making sure that we checking before we actually go to the store and do things, because when people are not in their right frame of mind, anything can happen. And this is going to place more people that may not be in their right frame of mind on the street where their family may just throw them out.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least they had somewhere to go when detox is open, because like a big percentage of our people that come there have mental health issues, right?
Absolutely.
LDA is our primary, that's what we treat there, but we can't treat the LDA without treating the mental health. So, yeah, it's real, man. If they take detox, the black community is going to see immediate impact. Well, I just don't think the hospitals can handle it.
We're going to open up the lines, 833-212-1017. If y'all want to join the discussion about the closing of this detox center, what are some things that we could possibly do, or what are some possible consequences of the closure of the detox center? They closed the mental health facility, like you said, Ron, but then we saw that people were getting like group homes and trying to develop that into where they can take these people with those issues. Would that happen the same way with the rehabilitation? Would you be able to get like a group home idea and try to do it that way? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what is the relief?
So if I may comment on it, we've seen people get those group homes, but people with mental health and substance abuse are the most taken advantage of people.
Right.
I think, right? Mm-hmm. So with those group homes came a lot of, there was abuse. A lot of abuse came with group homes,
did.
right?
I had to deal with that.
So a lot of people had to close them down or whatever. Then they just out here on the street. And it's not even enough group homes.
No.
It's so many people. Just go to any street corner, and there it is. There they go, right there with the sign up in the air. Most of these people have severe mental health issues and substance abuse issues.
That's not the answer, though. The answer is getting these individuals that's suffering from drug addiction off of drugs.
Off of drugs.
Right.
That's the answer.
To try to get them the help they need.
Yeah, that's the answer. That's why it's so vital that detox remains a resource to our people, because it's not just detoxing. They detox them, then they position them to go into treatment, and from that treatment they go into sober living. So it's a process of healing.
Exactly.
That they go through that increases the odds that they're going to get it right this time.
Right.
And I think one thing that's being failed to be mentioned here, and I think Ron can contest to this, is how many people show up after detox is full. They get turned away.
Wow.
Because
the people show up
every day.
They show up and is there a bed? No, there's no beds. The beds are full and they get turned away. So if anything, there needs to be another detox.
Yes, thank you, Adam. That's
wow.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Wow.
So with this, it's a process. So they come to detox. They get them stable there as they detox. And so they're there for a few days.
6 days.
And then, 6 days. After that 6 days, they get on their medication, becoming stable. Some of the drugs is coming out of their system. Then they come to a facility like the residential treatment. Now, in residential treatment from 30 to 60 days, and then we try to move them along into sober living. Mm-hmm. So it is a process.
Yes.
And by you taking away the only detox center in Milwaukee, you breaking the process.
That's not private owned. That's open to the public.
So they're going to go Rogers. A lot of people going to comment, they're going to say Rogers.
Vin Baker, I think, opened up.
Vin Baker is a recovery, not a detox.
Okay, recovery. Okay.
It's not a detox. So
explain the difference that
so
Rogers
the difference.
said.
So first step detox. This is our process. You come in off the street. You can stay there in from 3 to 6 days. Depends on your drug of choice, whether it's opiate, cocaine, alcohol, or whatever the case may be. During those days, if you got medication, we hook you up with medication management. People with mental health be on medication. A lot of them don't have their meds. Most of them don't have their meds. So we connect them with Horizon Healthcare, and they get them the medication that they need. While that's going on, you see a counselor, and the counselor, if you want to continue on with your treatment, the counselor connects you with a treatment facility. Once you're in that treatment facility, you stay there for 30 to 60 days while the counselor in the treatment facility hooks you up with the sober living facility, right? And see, once you get to sober living, some of these sober livings maybe be 90 days. Me personally, I stayed in sober living 2 years, right? And some people after sober living, you go off into you either get a job, if you get Social Security, disability, whatever, they get you connected with that. So, but the most important thing is the start, which is detox. People tell me when they go to Rogers, they'll detox you, but they don't make the connection there.
Exactly.
They hand you a piece of paper after you detox and say, call these numbers. Most of these people can't read or write.
Oh, wow.
So the paper goes in the garbage like kind of immediately. A lot of these people don't have access to internet. Like I said, they can't read or write. So a lot of them, you have to be, they need services like peer support, recovery coaches, and things like that. So, but they have to have a roof over their head, because once they have to have somewhere to live, right? Which is treatment,
That's right.
and all that, in order for you to keep them connected, right? Because you got to remember, they've been doing these drugs for 20, 30, 40 years sometimes. So, it's a process.
Well, we got some callers on the line. I want to get a call. I want to get Winky Blue on the lines. Winky, how you doing, Brother Wink?
Hey, good afternoon to you, man, and your guests. Detox has been around for a long time, but we have to remember something. When detox started, it started as an independent thing down on Highland, and it grew. First of all, detox used to only be for alcoholics. You used to couldn't get it. Wasn't no drugs. it was an alcohol detox. It was strictly an AA thing when they were down on Highland, on 12th and Highland. And since then, they've graduated and they've become dependent on the subsidies that are given out by the county that they get through the state, probably. And, when you cut these programs out, we've seen this happen in the 90s. They cut it out. Bill Clinton did it. He cut out all the drug rehabilitation money that was given to SSI people. You could be on SSI by being an alcoholic. It was deemed an incurable disease, right? And you could get this. Alcohol is an incurable disease. And they were given the money. Bill Clinton came in, cut out all of that, cut back on all of the funding for these programs such as Detox. Detox was an independent program. I did this for 17 years, man. I know how it is to have to survive off of grants and foundations. So maybe the same people, the hospitals is calling Detox, they need to be funding Detox right now if they take this money. Now, perhaps the money ain't going to be as big as the pot might have been when the county, but it'll still be floating. And just like anything else, Brother Tory, just like the churches, man, people get into this recovery thing and for the money, even though they addicts themselves. Some of them ain't never smoked a dope or smoked a pipe or shot a needle, but they get into it for the money. You have to have a love for this, man. I had a love for this. I did this for 17 years. Bush came to town and gave another place some money and left us over there. That place folded, ran off with all the money, and we still kept going. So what I think the solution is, those people that are crying and calling Detox right now, the people with the big bag, the Freighter hospitals, all of these hospitals, and the foundations, you got to plug into them right now. They got checks for you. You got to plug in, even if you have to branch away. I'm not saying branch away on your own thing, because we got a bad habit of doing that as black people. We go start our own little set. You gotta fit in the dough. I would work with the white folk over there running the dough. So, but at the same time, I wouldn't worry about it, man. You got to do what you got to do. If you got love for the people, grab you a house, get some people, pull them in off the street. I'm the only nigga that I know sold $1 million worth of candy on the street to keep our doors to our facility open. And anybody that know me know the name of it. I ain't got to broadcast it. We've been down. So there you go, man.
All right, Wink. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, look, when we come back, we got Al on the lines. We got some callers that want to ask questions, and we got some chat. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, we got a powerful conversation going on about the detox center, that public detox center that's in danger of being closed due to cuts in the budget. We got Bishop Willie Brooks, Ron, Adam, Melody in studio. And I'm going to say this. Many times when we talk about the tough issues, we need answers, because these are tough issues that are going to have long-lasting effects on our community, and many times in a negative way.
That's right.
So when you make a decision to cut these programs, and you knowing that this may affect the residents in a negative way, then it just kind of gives me the vibe that they're not looking out for the best interest of the community.
And you're absolutely right, because it's like they desensitize themselves to the effects that it's going to have on the community. So therefore, they don't have any conscience about what they're doing.
Well, they got their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got their
raise. And their families are secured.
Hey. Well, we got Al on the lines. Al, how you doing now?
I'm doing fine, and I hope everything goes well. But sometimes people who deal with addiction, sometimes life got to wear them out. Sometimes they can go through addiction and still be using on the side. And some of them are very intelligent, very smart, and know how to play on your emotions. So I say, if for some of them, and every situation is different, sometimes life has to wear them out. Because no matter how much you consult them, no matter how much you talk to them, they're still going to use that drug and play on your emotions. And let's make sure they're not dumb as you think they are. Because some of them can talk you to the left, and where they hear that ambulance, they know how to get very, very sober. So hopefully things work in your favor. But for some people, and every case is different, some people dealing with addiction, life is the ultimate person who can get them together. Life have to wear them out. Sometimes consultant can't do nothing because you got some who are still battling it, and they cry. They'll cry before they do the drug. No, they cry after the drug is gone, but they never cry while doing the drug. So I just want all y'all to pay attention. Sometimes let life wear them out, because remember, when it comes to addiction, that's free will. Didn't nobody force you to do that crack, snort that coke, light that pipe, rob your house, break in your house, and then say it's you. Have a great day.
All right, anybody want to respond to Al?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I
we got Mercedes on the line.
I want to respond to
okay,
because I understand how she feels. You can just tell from what she said. She probably been through a lot of things.
Yeah, Al is a guy.
I'm sorry about that. He didn't deal with somebody dealing with the disease, right? So it's ultimate. It was some truth in that. Like, they got to be ready, right? We just want to be there for them when they are ready, right? You always have people can talk a good game, but then it's about action. So everybody got an opinion. So I respect her opinion. That she's just talking her experience in life, what she's been through, whatever the case may be. But if they ready, we want to be there for them.
Exactly. We need detox there for them when they get ready.
Well, let's get Mercedes in. How you doing, Mercedes?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
Blessings.
Good.
Blessings.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing, Mercedes?
You remember me?
I definitely do. Yep.
I heard your voice after calling. So as soon as I heard that first step, my heart just goes out, because I do know from being a licensed counselor, from being someone who actually ran a sober living home for operated with 220 women that are supported in that time. Detox is a very vital key for people to go to. But it's also, the taboo of the community. Some things are being overly used, some things are being underly used, but that's why there needs to be more than one detox, because there's only one detox to service so many people that come from different counties. You all know, as soon as a person goes to the hospital and they test positive for a substance, where are they coming to?
Detox.
Exactly. They can be having a mental health crisis. But if they test positive for any substance, where are they coming to?
Detox. They'll call you a cab.
Exactly. So you can't. You have to figure out which one. Y'all can't treat mental health, because that's not what you're there for detox. So it's hard a lot of times which one comes first. Sometimes people use because of their mental health. Sometimes people use because life is lifing. Mm-hmm. And that's not even the best excuse to even give. But what we can say is that if we all do a part, we all don't have to complain about what's heavy to be lifted. So I just want to say to you all, keep up the good fight. And also, sober living doesn't make a lot of money. They now make $50 a day to support adults 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's completely different from a group home. Group homes are generally funded from state money. Milwaukee County has a very unique program that has created sober housing. Well, not created sober housing, that has funded sober housing. Because prior to that, and y'all all gonna shake y'all head, it was not being funded.
Wow. Well, we got a few minutes left. Anything that y'all want to say to the community that y'all feel that the community needs to know?
November the 6th is the cutoff date. We need everybody voices to be heard, to make their voices heard in opposition to the closing of detox, to the defunding of detox. We're going to be down there on November the 9th. November the 6th on 9th Street.
31st to the supervisors.
31st, they got one?
Yep, we're going to be there.
Okay. The 31st, they have a hearing?
It's in the courthouse. So
we need people to show up.
The microphone.
On the 31st, they're going to be in the courthouse having a hearing. Mm-hmm. We need people to show up there in numbers.
And this is a court hearing on the behalf of the
budget.
Whatever it is. It
Okay.
could be the budget. It could
Okay.
be anything. We
Yeah.
don't know. They need to know. The more noise we make, you know,
Right.
it's a good chance we might get some response. I
Okay.
just want to say this, and I want to cut you out. I don't care what your opinion is about detox.
Yes.
Right.
Just know we help thousands of people a year, right? Because everybody got an opinion.
right.
But one thing I definitely know about detox, and I got to say this, we definitely help people, right?
Yes.
Right? Am I right, Al?
You are right, sir.
So I'm going to end with that.
Powerful.
Exactly.
Adam.
Yeah,
Melon?
I just gotta say that every time you drive around the city of Milwaukee and you get that red light and you look over to the right and you see that gentleman sitting there talking to himself, going through withdrawal or whatever he's going through, that's the person that you're helping if you speak against this. You know what I'm saying? Like this shutdown is just asinine, man. It's just crazy.
We can't do it by ourselves. We need the community. I got to keep saying that. We need the voices of the community. We have to hold people accountable. There has to be consequences. We have to stop giving people passes. Talk about the politicians.
Right.
Yep.
Stop giving them passes. Stop letting them take us for granted. David Crowley, all the county supervisors, we have to stop letting them take our votes for granted. Take for granted that they're going to have that seat next time.
Exactly.
We have to make some changes, some differences. Like somebody said earlier, we got to wipe the slate clean.
Right.
Kick everybody out and start fresh if
Start fresh.
necessary.
A clean
You know,
slate if that's
people have to
It
know.
seems like it's at that point.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Mobilization, people. Mobilization. Talk is cheap. We got to get out there and show some action and make our voices heard.
Make them calls, y'all. The county supervisors, call them.
Definitely make
Get
the
on them
calls.
phones. If they don't answer, leave a message.
The streets
Let
are
them
being
know.
overwhelmed by people at every corner with mental health issues and
mental
substance
health
abuse.
and substance.
I never
This
seen
is
these
crazy.
many people on the corner.
Well,
This is
look,
crazy.
We got to continue this conversation once again. Let's try next week. Y'all come in and give some more information on this because this is a hot topic. Definitely on the front lines for the brothers and sisters on the front lines that's fighting the good fight to try to heal others.
Exactly.
And I appreciate y'all for coming through today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate you for having me.